Hey guys, welcome back to the mat with me. Today I have a full body session for you that's going to take us a full 50 minutes as if we're in a studio. So let me know how you find that experience with it being a little bit more longer form. Today we won't need any equipment at all. We would just need the mat and our bodies. It is designed to be slightly more of a beginner series, but don't be fooled. Although it may be geared more toward beginners, it does have some sections where you will definitely feel a burn, and I have no doubt you will leave the mat feeling energized and like you've had a really great session. So as always, take it at your own pace, break when you need to, take what you need, leave what you don't, but let's get stuck into it. So we're gonna start standing up. What I'm gonna get you to do is just take a nice normal stance, feet about hip distance apart. We're just gonna roll our shoulders back, start to loosen up the body a little bit. So relieving any tension that you might be holding in the head, neck, and shoulders, rolling those shoulders back down and away from your ears. Take a couple of nice big deep breaths for me. Let's settle ourselves into the session. Beautiful. Give me two more like this. Last one. And then we're going to reverse it. So rolling the shoulders the other way now. Beautiful. Two more like this. And last one. Beautiful. Bring your palms so that you're squishing something down towards the mat. And I just want you to start to rotate side to side, lifting the opposite heel towards the way you're turning. Just getting a little bit of rotation here through the upper body, through the spine, loosening up everything. Moving nice and slow. We're not jerking through this movement. Beautiful. Exhale as you twist. Starting to fire up those obliques. Two more like this. One more on each side. Beautiful. Lovely. We're going to come to the back of our mat, and I want you to tuck your chin into your chest, leave a nice bend in those knees, and I want you to slowly roll down, bringing your palms to your shins, to your ankles, or maybe towards the mat. I want you to let your head hang heavy towards the mat and just start to feel the stretch in the back of the body. So you're going to start to feel a stretch in the hamstrings. You may even feel a bit of a stretch in the calves if they're a little bit tighter. We're just loosening up through the body, getting ready for a bit more movement. You may want to rock from side to side slightly here. See how that feels in your body. Beautiful. Then I want you to slowly roll back up to standing, keeping that chin tucked. It's the last thing that we untuck. Coming back up, roll those shoulders back once, roll them back twice. Beautiful. Tuck that chin again. We're going to roll back down, so slight bend in those knees. Sending everything down to hang heavy towards the mat. Take a big deep breath in and exhale out. Beautiful. Grab onto your opposite elbows here. Just let everything hang heavy. You may want to sway from side to side slightly, getting a little bit more movement through this. Take another big deep breath in for me and exhale. Beautiful. One more big deep breath in and exhale. Nice. Walk those palms out so that we're in a downward dog position. And from here, I just want you to start pedaling out through those legs. Lifting one heel, dropping the opposite, getting a little bit more movement through those legs, lighting up the hamstrings, stretching out those calves a little bit. Beautiful. Give me three more like this. Last two. Last one. Beautiful. Then I want you to drop those knees down to the mat, coming into a 4-point kneeling position. Untuck those toes. I want you to inhale as you send your belly to the mat, crown of the head to the ceiling, into your cat and cow. Press up. Exhale as you round through the spine. Keep moving through this for me. So drop that belly to the mat. Crown of the head and the tailbone goes to the ceiling. Reverse that exhale. Really rounding through that spine, pressing away from the mat to open up through the back of the body. Beautiful. Feel free to take any wiggles, either from side to side or shaking out the neck a little bit in your cat. Whatever feels good for you. Loosening up ever so slightly. Give me one more in each way. Beautiful. Cross those feet over. I'm going to get you to sit down on your mat. What I want to do is take a couple of deep breaths with me here. So I want you to place your palms onto your ribs. Feel free to close your eyes down if this feels more natural. I want you to take a really big inhale. So as you breathe in, I want you to think of expanding your lungs out, almost like a balloon engulfing with air. So expanding as you inhale really, really big. Hold at the top for 1. And then as you exhale, I want you to draw everything down and in. So think of drawing your ribs down towards your hips, drawing all those muscles together as you exhale every last bit of that breath out of your lungs. Continue. So big inhale. Again, not just through the ribs, but through the front of the torso. I really want you to expand out as much as you can. And exhale, really squeezing everything down and in. You'll start to feel those inner core muscles activate as you exhale all the air out of your lungs. Another big deep breath in for me. Inhaling, so expanding, filling that balloon. Hold at the top for 1. And exhale. Letting all that air out of the balloon. Bringing everything down in together as if you're almost wearing a corset or buttoning up a tight shirt. You're trying to make your waist as small and compact as possible so those muscles are really squeezing together. Keep breathing like that for me. The reason I want you to get a little bit more familiar with the sensation in the body is often when we're working out, whether it's Pilates or any form of exercise where there's a bit of a challenge, we can stop breathing, and that is one of the worst things we can do for our body. We really want to continue that breath throughout the movement. When we inhale, we're bringing oxygen into the lungs. So we're allowing our body to gain energy. We're oxygenating the blood. Likewise, when we exhale, we're actually creating stability and tension in the body. As you exhale now, do you feel those inner core muscles light up ever so slightly? Do you feel a bit of a sensation? That is creating stability. It is allowing us to protect not only our spine, but also to move with a little bit more power, with a little bit more force. So we'll often exhale on the hardest point of a movement so that we get a little bit more power and stability at the same time. So I want you to keep this in mind throughout this class and throughout your future classes, because it's really often to forget to breathe, but then also to breathe properly. So we'll continue this throughout the class, and I'll remind you things like draw those ribs down towards your hips, and I want you to really think about the breath. So what we're going to do from here is grab behind those thighs. We're going to roll down onto the mat here. Settle down nice and easy into the middle of your mat. Bring your arms out a little bit wider than the mat and heel toe those heels to the edges of the mat so they're wider than hip distance. I want you to exhale as you drop those knees to the right side of the mat, stretching out through the hip a little bit, even the lower back. And then I want you to switch over and drop them to the left, coming into some TikToks. So this can feel really nice to just loosen up the lower body a bit. Maybe even release a little bit of tension in the lower back. Keep breathing for me. Two more like that. Beautiful. One more each side. Beautiful. Bring those knees back to center. Walk those heels so that they are back at hip distance apart. From here, I want you to create a triangle with your hands. So bringing together your thumb and your forefingers and placing that triangle so that it's facing towards your toes. From here, I want you to inhale and send the pelvis towards your toes. So we've got a slight forward tip of the pelvis here. As you exhale, I want you to reverse that movement, sending the pelvis down towards the mat. Maybe even pressing that lower back into the mat if it feels good for you. Keep moving through this for me. So as you inhale, expand through the front of the torso, sending the front of the pelvis down towards the toes. And exhale to tuck the pelvis under. Drawing those ribs down towards the hip, drawing everything in. This is starting to get you a little bit more familiar again with that sensation in the body. What does it feel like to tip that pelvis under? To tuck those ribs down towards your hips and to really start activating through the core. One more both ways. And exhale down. Beautiful. Bringing those palms down beside your hips on the mat. I want you to exhale as you bring your right leg up into tabletop. You're going to drop it back down. You're going to exhale as you lift your left leg up into tabletop. We're going to alternate through this, and what I want you to start doing is really drawing those ribs down towards the hips, creating that stability in the body. We're starting to fire up the core here. So we're starting our core series relatively light with this march. But don't be fooled. With this, we want to be keeping the hips stable so there's no movement through this. It's just that leg coming up into tabletop. So you can really press those palms into the mat to help activate for you. But really think about drawing those ribs down towards your hips. Beautiful. This feels good for you. You can bring those palms up in front of your face. Just adds another layer where it requires your body to keep everything else stable and forces you to turn on that core a little bit more. Beautiful, strong exhale to really activate through the core. Feel those muscles light up. Beautiful, give me 3 more like this. Last 2. Last one, hold that left leg up, press the palms down into the mat, bring the right leg up. From here, we're just going to drop one toe down to the mat and bring it back. Exhale as you drop that toe down, inhale to bring it back. This adds another layer where we're required to really keep those muscles activated, to keep our hips nice and stable as we just move through our toe taps. So continue like this for me. Exhaling, drawing those ribs down towards our hips. And when you think about dropping that toe, I want you to be mindful of where you're dropping it. The further away you drop that toe from your bum, the more activation you're getting through your core. So what we don't want to be doing is just dropping that toe down here, because that's actually working our knee flexion. We want to be working our hip flexor here, which really helps us activate through the core. Beautiful. If that feels good, bring those palms back up. Add another layer. Very nice, guys. Give me 5. Last 4. Last 3. Keep breathing. Last 1. Beautiful. Bring the palms and the feet down to the mat. Nice. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Release any tension you might be feeling. Those core stability exercises really do require the body to hold that position and keep everything stable. So it can be quite fatiguing. From here, I want you to interlace those fingers behind the head. As you exhale, I want you to peel your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat into our supine curl, lowering back down nice and slow. So press those heels in, exhale to come up and lower back down. Really want you to focus on peeling up so those shoulders coming up off the mat. We're using the core to do this. So as we exhale, ribs down towards our hips. So we want to try to get them to meet. Nice. Head remains nice and heavy in the hands, so we're not pulling on the neck. Elbows out nice and wide. Really starting to feel the abdominal muscles work and activate here. Beautiful. If this feels good for you, on the next one, I want you to bring one leg up as you crunch. Coming into a crunch with the knee as we curl up. Beautiful. Nice and strong with the exhale. Beautiful job. Gaze remains through the thighs when you come up. No tension in that neck. Give me 5 more. Last 4. Last 3. Audible exhale. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful. And melt down into the mat. Lovely. Bring those palms back down behind your heels. I want you to press those heels into the mat. From here, we're just going to roll our spine up off the mat into a glute bridge position, squeezing those glutes as we do it. I want you to really think of articulating through the spine here. So we're going to lift up from the hips, then we're going to lift and peel our lower back, our middle back, and coming up into that high position. And then we're going to reverse that. So it's going to go middle back down, lower back down, hips back down. Rolling up nice and slow through this. Squeezing the glutes. Exhale as you come up. Reverse that down. Inhale as you melt into the mat. Beautiful. Really pressing those heels into the mat. Activating through the glutes. Give me 3 more like this, and then we're going to layer up. Last 2 like this. Squeeze those glutes. Think of ribs down towards your hips. Beautiful. And last 1. Beautiful. Now, on this next one, I want you to come straight up. So instead of articulating, we're coming straight up into our bridge and back down. Up and down. So with this one, I want you to think of someone pulling you up by your belly button instead of rolling through that articulation. Beautiful. Press through those heels. Squeeze those glutes. Lovely. Pressing those palms into the mat if you need that little extra assistance. If you're feeling good here, you can bring those palms up. Beautiful. Just adds a little extra layer here. Exhale. Give me 6. Last 5. 4. Ribs down to your hips. Last 2. Beautiful. On this next one, hold it up for me. Hold it up. Press those heels into the mat. Squeeze those glutes. From here, I want you to pulse up and up and up and up for 10. 9. You got it. 8. 7. 6. Last 5. Last 4. Squeeze those glutes. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Drop it down into the mat. Bring those palms down. Beautiful job. We're going to come into a second round. So maybe just sway those knees from side to side. Loosen up just a little bit through the body. Getting ready for round 2. Perfect. Pressing those heels in. We're going to come straight up into our glute bridge and lower back down. So we're squeezing our glutes. Beautiful. We're exhaling. And we're knitting those ribs down towards our hips as we move. Beautiful. Very nice. If this felt good for you, I want you to bring those palms back up. Beautiful job. Strong exhale as you lift up into your glute bridge. Give me 6. Last 5. You've got this. Last 4. I know those glutes are starting to fire up. 3. Last 2. On this next one, hold it up for me. Hold it up. I really want you to squeeze those glutes for me. Pressing those knees out. From here, we're just going to do a little pulse outward so the knees go out and in, out and in, out and in for 10. 9. 8. Breathe. 7. Last 6, squeeze those glutes. 5, last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. Hold it up for me. Hold this position. Really think of pressing your heels into the mat, activating through the glutes, drawing those ribs down towards your hips. Hold it here for me for 10. You got 9, 8, 7, breathe. 6, press the floor away. 5, last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1, and roll down into the mat. Beautiful job. Very, very nice. I'm going to get you to roll onto your side body, and we're going to settle into the mat here. Keep those knees bent. I want your head to rest heavy into your right bicep. Your knees are going to be in line with your hips. We're going to come into our side lying series. From here, I want you to make sure you're pressing that top hip away from the mat. This is creating a little bit of a gap between your waist and the mat, and this helps us activate through the core. So we're going to remember to keep this on throughout the movement. From here, glue those ankles together. I want you to open that leg up and close it. You can bring this top palm either on the hip or on the mat in front of you to help stabilize you. Open and close. I want you to think of squeezing that glute as you open. Exhale to open. Inhale to lower down. Beautiful. Starting to feel the glutes light up here. Now give me 2 more like this, and then I'm going to give you a variation. Last 1. From here, bring those feet up on a diagonal. Glue them together. We're going to open from here and close. Now, see if you feel a difference in activation through that glute from this position versus the other one. Whichever one feels best for you, go for it. But this just gives you another variation where it's a little bit more of a target on that glute. Beautiful. Exhales, you open and close. That's it. Think of opening and rotating through that hips open out. So we're not falling back, but our hips are staying nice and forward as we just open through that knee, pressing that thigh out. Give me 5 more. 4. Last 3, head nice and heavy through the arms, so no tension in the neck. Last 1. Beautiful. Open up for me. Hold it here. Hold it for little pulses here for 10, 9, 8, go for it, 7, I know it hurts, 6, 5, breathe, 4, last 3, last 2, last 1, lower down, let the feet rest down, maybe tap out that glute. Good job, guys. That high position for me always gets me. Some people feel it more when the legs are down on the mat. Some people feel it more when it's up. It really depends on your body and your biomechanics. Beautiful. Now straighten that top leg out. From here, pointing through the toe, making sure we're activating through the core here, so we've got that gap between our side body and the mat. We're going to lift and we're going to lower. I want you to lift with control and lower back down, so we're not necessarily flinging this up and coming up too high. I really just want you to lift it up and lower down, feeling that glute help you activate here. Again, we're not rolling back with the hip. So if you feel any pain at all, or you're not necessarily sure about the activation, I want you to roll that top hip just a little bit more forward and down towards the mat so that it really starts to activate through that glute med at the side. So we're not necessarily working on the glute maximus, but we're working on the medius here, which is the side of the glute, and we're activating through those little muscles that support the glute there. Beautiful. Give me 6 more. 5. Last 4, breathe for me. Last 3, are we activating through the core? Last 2, press your belly button to your spine. Last 1, beautiful. Come up and hold this for me. Hold it in that position, pointing nice and long through the toe. From here, I just want you to hold this, and I want you to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, breathe, 6, last 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, drop it down, tap it out. Beautiful job. I'm definitely starting to feel that glute fire up. I hope you're feeling it too. Okay, we're going to come into our last layer of this side lying series. So pointing out through the toe. What I want you to do here is focus on controlling the movement and making it very small. So we're going to draw tiny triangles here, focusing on drawing them on that wall at beyond our foot. Tiny, tiny movement here. Keep breathing throughout this squeeze through the glute. Pressing that waist away from the mat so that we are activating through the core, just creating teeny tiny triangles. Give me 5 more. 4. Draw those 3 points. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it up. Draw the triangles back the other way. So draw those points back in the opposite direction. It's okay if this does not look like a triangle. No one can see it, but I really want you to focus on creating a small controlled movement here. Beautiful. Give me 5 more like this. I think that was more of a square. 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. And lower that leg down. Tap it out for me. Really good job, guys. We're going to stretch out that left glute. So roll onto your back for me. Bring that left ankle over to rest onto your right knee. Thread the palms through behind the right knee. And I want you to exhale as you bring that knee towards the chest. Figure 4 stretch. Stretching out through that left glute. Beautiful. Feel free to rock from side to side if that feels good for you, or remain in the center if that also feels really nice. Take another big deep breath in for me and exhale. On this exhale, I want you to try and bring that right knee just a little bit closer to the chest, feeling a little bit more of that stretch in the left glute. Beautiful job. Nice. Now release that leg down and we're going to come and lay on the opposite side. So I'm going to come over to this side so that you can see. Again, let's make sure we've got the right setup. So our head is heavy into our left bicep. Our knees are bent, our feet are in line with our hips. From here, we're pressing that top hip away, so we're creating a little bit of a gap between our waist and the side of the mat. We're going to glue our heels together as we open and close. So exhale to open, inhale to close. Squeezing that glute, feeling that activation come from the glutes, and we're just opening out through that with that thigh. Beautiful. Again, we're not falling back into this. We're keeping our hips nice and stacked, facing the wall in front of us. 3 more like this, and then we'll change that position if it feels good for you or if you did it in the first round. Last 1. Beautiful. If you lifted those feet up in the first round, let's go for it on this side. Beautiful. Opening and closing. Exhale. Inhale to lower. Gluing those feet together. Really feeling that right glute activate. I'm definitely shaking on this side. Beautiful. That's it. Really feeling those glutes work. Give me 5 more like this. Last 4. Press the belly button to the spine to keep activating through the core. Last 2. Last 1. We're going to open back up, come into those pulses. So opening up, we're going to just pulse it out. Little pulses here. You've got it for 10, 9, head nice and heavy into the arm. 7, 6, last 5, last 4, breathe. Last 3, you've got it. Last 2, last 1, lower down. Tap it out through that right glute. Beautiful job. Extend and point through that top leg, so through your right toe. Again, you can bring your palm to your hip or to the mat. From here, we're just going to lift and we're going to lower. So I want you to squeeze that glute as you lift and lower. Exhale. Beautiful. Nice. And again, like we did the other side, if you need to roll ever so slightly forward to feel that activation through that side of that glute, go for it. We don't want to be rolling back. We want to be making sure we're rolling nice and forward, keeping our hips nice and even. Exhale. Beautiful job. That glute really is firing on this side, isn't it? Give me 6. Really pointing through that toe, lengthening nice and long. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1, hold it up for me. Hold it up, point through that toe. We're just going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, breathe for me. 6, last 5, last 4, head nice and heavy into the forearm. 3, last 2, last 1, and drop it down. Maybe bring it in and tap it out a little bit. Beautiful job, guys. Okay, last round here. Last layer, so point through that top leg, pressing out, hips away from the mat so we've got that gap between the waist. We're just going to draw those little triangles. So nice and controlled, really small movement here, just drawing the 3 points of that triangle. Breathe for me. Squeezing that glute. That's it. Yep, I definitely think that my triangles don't look exactly like triangles, and that's absolutely fine. Give me 5 more. Point to that toe. 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful. Go back to the opposite side. Draw those triangles, those points the opposite direction. Go for it. Beautiful. Make sure we're pressing our waist away from the mat. Beautiful. Give me 5 more. Last 3. 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful. Drop it down. Tap it out. Very nice, guys. Okay, roll onto our backs. We're going to stretch out this side as well. Bringing that right ankle over our left knee, threading our hands through behind that left knee, and just pressing back towards our chest. Take a big deep breath in for me. And exhale out. Beautiful. One more big deep breath in. And on this next exhale, try and bring that left knee a little bit closer to your chest to stretch out through the right glute. Beautiful job. Very nice, guys. Okay. Drop those feet down to the mat. I'm actually going to get you to turn over so that we come up into our 4-point kneeling position. Let's make sure that our wrists are underneath our shoulders and that our knees are underneath our hips. From here, I want you to focus on pressing the floor away and knitting those ribs down towards your hips so we're really protecting the spine. You've almost got a little bit of a pelvic tuck here. I want you to point through that right toe and I want you to send that leg out to the wall behind you. Bring it back into center and we're going to move with the left leg. So what I want you to focus on here is we're just extending out through the leg, but we're trying to limit the movement that comes through that pelvis. Exhale. Inhale to bring it back. So we're really keeping everything else nice and stable in the body. And we're just starting with a bit of, it's a half bird dog. So we're just moving our legs at this point in time. Focus on keeping the waistband of your leggings or your shorts nice and still. Your gaze stays trained on the mat down below you, protecting that neck. And you're nice and long through the crown of the head. Beautiful. Really press the floor away to help activate for you. And extending nice and long through the toes. Beautiful. 2 more like this. And then we're going to add in the arms. 1 more on each side. Beautiful. Now on this next one, I want you to add in, so your left leg is going back, your right arm is going to extend out. We're going to bring them back in. Now right leg and left arm. Beautiful. This requires a little bit more stability in the body, so we're keeping everything else nice and stable. Exhaling as we stretch out, inhaling as we come back in. Beautiful, good job. Nice and long through the fingers and the toes. I want you to think that you have a torchlight on those hips. You want to keep them trained down towards the mat so they're not moving. Exhale to lengthen. Beautiful. Now we're going to layer up 1 more time. On the next lift, I'm going to get you to extend out and hold to the top. From here, I want you to move the palm and the foot on a diagonal towards the edges of your mat. Bring it back to center and drop it down. Extend to the opposite side, out on that diagonal, and come back into center. You'll notice that it just requires that little bit more stability from the body. So we've leveled up each time, making it a little bit more difficult, requiring a little bit more stability and a little bit more control. Beautiful, opening up in that diagonal. Moving nice and slow here. Nice long through the fingers and the toes, creating really nice long lines. Exhale as you extend, diagonal, in and down. Beautiful. Really nice, guys. Give me one more on each side, and then we're going to hold it. Out, in and down. So extending through the right arm and the left leg. I want you to just come on that diagonal and come back in. Diagonal, back in. Out and in. So exhale. Give me 10, 9. Press the floor away through that left palm. 7. Last 6. Draw those ribs down towards your hips. Last 4. Last 3. Extending through the fingers and the toes. 2. Beautiful job. Last 1. Bring it to center. Back down. Now the left side. Extending out through the fingers and the toes. Diagonal for me. Back to center. Little out and in. That's it. Keep breathing. Give me 10, 9. You've got this. 8. Press the right palm. 7. We're not sinking into that left hip. 6. Exhale. Drawing those ribs down. Last 3. You've got it. Last 2. I know it's shaking. Last 1. Back to center. Down. Press back onto your heels. Come up and roll through those wrists. Take a big deep breath for me, guys. Lovely. Sometimes our 4-point kneeling position can be a little bit tough on our wrists. So it always pays to take a little bit of time off, roll them out, then strain them too much. Really great job, guys. We're going to come back out into that 4-point kneeling position, and we're going to incorporate a little bit more of the triceps in this next one. So our wrists are underneath our shoulders, knees are underneath our hips. From here, we're going to send our elbows back towards our knees and bring them back up. I want you to inhale as you lower down and exhale as you push back up, extending nice and long through the crown of your head so there's no tension in the head, neck, or shoulders. Really just focusing on those elbows going back towards your knees. So we're not flaring out to the sides, we're sending them back and up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to come up. Really spread through those fingers to give you a nice wide base here. Starting to feel those triceps fire up. Now be mindful here. I want you to send that chest down to the mat so we're not sitting back onto the heels or into our hips. Lower down. Come back up. Beautiful. Really let the breath help you as you exhale and push up. Really pressing away from the floor and really feeling those ribs draw down to the hips as you exhale, creating tension in the body, creating a little bit more power. Beautiful. Give me 4 more like this. Last 3. Last 2. On this next one, I want you to hold it down halfway. I want you to pulse here for me. So a little pulse up and down. Breathe for me. Nice and long through the head and the neck. Give me 8. Last 7. You've got it. Breathe. Last 6. I know it burns. Last 5. Tucking those elbows in. 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. I want you to come all the way down. Press all the way back up. Give me 4 like this. Down. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Down all the way. Press back up. Beautiful. Sit back onto those heels. Roll out through those wrists. You did amazing there, guys. Definitely going to feel those triceps a little bit tomorrow. Beautiful. Bring those palms down. Tuck those toes. We're going to extend back out into our downward dog. And we're going to walk our palms back towards our toes here. Tuck that chin. I want you to slowly roll up to standing. Nice and slow. If you feel dizzy at all, please take a seat on the mat. Untuck that chin and roll those shoulders back. Beautiful. Come into the center of your mat for me. We are going to come into our standing series. So what I want you to do is shuffle your weight ever so slightly into that right foot. I want you to bring that left toe so it's in line with your right heel. I'm going to come to the front here so you can see. So I've got my left toe in line with my right heel. This is what we're going to call our B stance. We're going to keep the weight on the ball of the foot here, bringing your hands up onto your hips. From here, we're going to press through that right foot as we hinge back, sending the hips to the wall behind us. Exhale as you hinge. Inhale to come back up. Your chest is coming down towards the mat as you hinge back. So I really want you to think of sending those hips to the wall behind you. Feeling a nice stretch. The hamstring, probably even the glute here. Back and up. Beautiful. Exhale as you send the hips back, drawing the ribs down towards your hips, really protecting the spine here. Nice job. Keep going like this for me. Again, I really want you to think of someone pulling you by your belt loops so your hips are being drawn back to the wall behind you. 3 more like this, and then we're going to change up the stance. Last one. Beautiful. Now I want you to come up onto the big toe of that left foot. So we're really going to shuffle our weight into our right foot. We've really got no weight at all balancing onto that left toe. Palms back on our hips. We're going to send the hips back, feeling that need to stabilize ourselves even more through that right foot, sorry. We've got a slight bend in our knee here. Keep breathing for me, drawing those ribs down, creating stability in the body. Beautiful. Feeling that burn. Feeling the shake even. Nice. 3 more like that, and then we're going to add on. Last 2. Beautiful. Last 1. And back up. Bring those palms out into a T for me. I want you to send those hips back now and come back up. This is going to prepare us for our next layer. So give me 2 more like this. And on this next one, I just want you to send the left foot back behind you. Don't worry too much about what it looks like for now. I just want you to get familiar with shifting that weight into that right foot as you hinge back and come up. Exhale. Beautiful. It is totally natural for the leg to be shaking. It requires you to really spread through the toes, press into that heel, and activate there. Now on this next one, I want you to try and point more through that left toe. So creating a nice long line here. This is your standing tip. Exhale. And back up. Pointing nice and long through that left toe. Bringing that chest down to be almost parallel with the mat if you can. And back to center. Beautiful. Give me 4 more like this. Really feel that right leg starting to fire up. 3 more. Really let the breath help you here. Last 2. Beautiful. And last 1. Nice. Come back to center and maybe shake out that right leg a little bit. Beautiful job. We're going to repeat that on the left-hand side here. So shuffling the weight ever so slightly over to the left-hand side, bringing that right toe in line with our left heel. We're on the ball of the foot now. Bringing our palms to our hips. We're sending our hips towards the wall behind us. Coming back up, so hinging into this. And back up, really pressing that left foot into the mat, spreading through the toes. Beautiful. Nice bend in that left knee. We're not locking it out. Nice and tall through the torso and the crown of the head here. Beautiful. Starting to feel that left glute fire up. Beautiful. Again, someone's pulling you by those belt loops, so we're sending our hips towards the wall behind us. 3 more like that. Last 2. Draw those ribs down towards your hips. Last 1. Beautiful. Coming up now onto that big toe, shifting more of your weight into the left foot. We're going to continue pressing back into that hinge, coming up. Really requiring a lot from that left leg now. Feeling it in the hamstring and the glute. Beautiful. That's it. Pressing that heel into the mat, distributing the weight nice and evenly in the left foot. 3 more like this, and then we'll add the arms. Last 2. Beautiful. Last 1. Nice. Arms out into a T. Hinging back, coming back up. Exhale, and up. 2 more, and then we're going to add that leg. Last 1. Now, we're just going to lift that right leg off. Again, don't worry about what it looks like. We're just getting a little bit more familiar with the movement. Hinging back, extending through the right, and back up. Make it small if you need to. Then we'll add on in a couple of repetitions. That's it. Focus on a point that helps you stabilize yourself. This requires a lot of balance. Nice. Exhale. Beautiful. On this next one, I want you to try and point through that right toe a little bit more, extending through the leg. That's it. Exhale. Beautiful. Creating a nice standing tip position. Nice and long through the crown of the head. Nice and long through the torso. And extending out nice and long through that right toe. Beautiful job, guys. Give me 4 more like this. Doing great. Last 3. Last 2. Beautiful. Drawing those ribs down towards your hips. Last 1. Extending out nice and long. And back into center. Beautiful. Shake out that left leg. Beautiful job, guys. Oof. Okay. From here, I want you to tuck your chin down to your chest. Roll down towards the floor. Walk those palms out into a downward dog. And I just want you to pedal out through the feet here. So lengthening through those hamstrings. Getting a little bit of movement into the back of the body. Feeling a little bit more of a stretch in the back of the body. After all that work in that single leg position. Beautiful. Very nice, guys. From here, drop those knees down. We're going to stretch it out a little bit. Bring that right foot right beside your right palm. From here, I want you to extend out a little bit through that left foot, coming into your low lunge here. So pressing up and away from the mat, feeling a stretch through that left hip, maybe even through the right hip flexor. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. Letting those shoulder blades sink back down. Another big deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. Pressing back, stretching out through that right hamstring. It might feel really tight here after some of those exercises. So take another big deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. If you need to bend that knee a little bit more, if that stretch is too strong, please do. Go to where it feels best for you, to where you feel a stretch without it being too much. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. Come back into that low lunge for 1 breath and extend back into that hamstring stretch. Just being a little bit more dynamic here. 1 more press forward and then a quicker press back. Beautiful. Bring that right foot back underneath and then bring your left foot to the outside of your left palm. Pressing forward into that low lunge. Take a big deep breath in for me. Exhale. Let those shoulders drop away from your ears. Feel that stretch in the right hip flexor, maybe even the left. Another big deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. Press back into that hamstring stretch. Oof, that one feels tight. Again, if you need to bend that knee because that's still a good stretch for you, go for it. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. Just letting your head hang heavy. Another big deep breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Press forward into that low lunge for one breath. And then back again into that hamstring. And then one more dynamic push forward and push back. Beautiful. Bring that leg under, cross those feet over, sit back down onto the mat. We're going to come into a figure four stretch. So bringing that left ankle over to the right knee. I want you to press those palms into the mat behind you and really press your chest nice and forward. The closer you press your chest to your shin, you're probably going to feel this in that left glute here. If you need to, you can walk that right foot back so that you're elevating that left leg a little bit more. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful, chest up nice and proud. One more big deep breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to really press that chest up, feeling the stretch in that left glute. Beautiful. Switch it over. Right ankle over left knee, pressing up, out through the chest, maybe even pressing that right knee down, out to the side. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. One more big deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. If you'd like to take any other stretches, please do so now. Thank you very much for joining me on the mat. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Let me know if there's something else you'd like to see in the comments, and I hope to see you on the mat next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.